It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the Cocobod 75th Anniversary Public Lecture and Media Launch for the 2022 Cocoa Day celebration here at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Let me sincerely thank all of you for taking time off your busy schedules to honor our invitation to this historic event. I'm happy to see so many colleagues, stakeholders, and familiar faces from the academia and the cocoa fraternity here. It has taken the collective work of all of us to sustain the cocoa industry bestowed on us by our predecessors. Anytime we meet like this to discuss cocoa in this country, let us remember Tete Kwashi, whose selfless devotion and dedicated pioneering role in the cocoa industry gave birth to this most important national strategic economic asset that will for generations continue to be the heartbeat of the Ghanaian economy. Imagine what the story of Ghana would have been today, but for his visionary strive. Ghana shall forever be grateful to Tete Kwashi. I wish to express my profound appreciation to our hard-working cocoa farmers for their continued efforts at sustaining the cocoa industry. The significant strides made over the past years could not have been possible without their dedication and resilience. We are indeed grateful to you, cocoa farmers. We are gathered here this morning for two very important reasons. First of all, to take part in a public lecture in commemoration of 75 years of the establishment of the Ghana Cocoa Board. And two, to officially launch, to kickstart publicity activities for the 2022 Cocoa Day celebration, which is expected to take place at Suhum in the eastern region of Ghana from the 28th September to 1st October this year, that's 2022. Mr. Chairman, the Lord has been so good to Ghana's cocoa industry, and a day like this reminds us of the important role that cocoa has and continues to play in Ghana's socio-economic discourse. There has been 143 years since the nation's illustrious son Tete Kwashi brought cocoa to the then Gold Coast, setting the pace for commercial production of the golden pod, which has become not only the mainstay of Ghana's economy, but an indispensable ingredient for the world's biggest confectionaries. In recognition of the contribution of cocoa to the development of Ghana, the government in 1947 established the Ghana Cocoa Board as the main government agency responsible for the development of the industry. Thus, for 3/4 of a century, successive administrations have implemented various policies and interventions to sustain the cocoa industry and make it economically vibrant. Making the cocoa industry more vibrant requires that our farmers are properly remunerated. It is in this regard that in the 2020-2021 crop year, government, through Cocoa Board, increased the producer price per ton of cocoa from the then 8,240 Ghana cedis to as high as 10,560 Ghana cedis, representing 29% increase amidst the ravages posed by the COVID-19 pandemic on businesses globally. Unfortunately, the ramifications of COVID-19 continue to cause more economic meltdown, thereby plummeting demand for our cocoa. This adversely affected the global cocoa trade as projected revenue dropped abysmally, leading to great financial shocks on Ghana's cocoa regulator. In view of the fact that the precipitating factors were absolutely beyond our control, the board and management have resolved to reduce debt levels drastically. Consequently, in the short to medium term, stringent internal reforms have been advanced to control expenditures and cut costs, while efforts are underway to finance existing debts. Ladies and gentlemen, our much-hailed farmer income improvement policy, dubbed Living Income Differential, LID, established under the Côte d'Ivoire Ghana Cocoa Initiative, continues to be the best pricing mechanism to regulate cocoa prices and cushion our farmers against price volatility. In addition, there is a build-up in our concept of boosting domestic value addition and consumption of cocoa in an effort to reduce glut of our produce on the world market to ensure good prices. As we mark the 75th anniversary, we deem it necessary to still sit back, not be complacent, but rather reflect on our major challenges and achievements and take more pragmatic steps towards moving our cocoa industry to an enviable level. Today, we are not only to adore activities to commemorate the celebrations, but we are also here to share experiences and build synergies and consensus on topical issues to move the sector forward. This anniversary lecture, ladies and gentlemen, Cocoa Day celebration is an annual event organized to recognize the efforts of our hard-working cocoa farmers, create awareness on the health and nutritional benefits of cocoa, and encourage the citizenry to make cocoa consumption part of their daily lives. I take it that cocoa is life. So, on a daily basis, you have to get cocoa into your system. The annual celebration, which was instituted in 2005, is among other initiatives geared towards pushing incrementally Ghana's per capita cocoa consumption, which is just about 0.54, compared with 8 kilos in Europe. Even though we still have a long way to go to catch up with consumers in Europe and America and other developed world, particularly looking at emerging markets in Asia, the way they are consuming cocoa products over there. This year's edition, which has coincided with the board's 75th anniversary celebration, will be held on the theme Cocobod at 75, sustaining our environment, wealth, and health, with a series of activities from the 28th September to 1st October 2022 at Suhum Presbyterian Senior High School Park, Suhum in the Eastern Region. I'm happy to announce that our stakeholders comprising agro input suppliers, license buying companies, cocoa processors, financial institutions, hauliers, shipping lines, chocolatiers, artisanal chocolate makers, and other partners are, as usual, massively supporting to make this year's celebration a great success. Even before the official launch of the celebration, which will be done by my sector minister, let me take this opportunity to invite you all to the Cocoa Day Grand Durbar on the 1st of October 2022 at the same venue that's in Suhum, which will have His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as special guest of honor. It is my utmost hope that with commitment from government and all stakeholders on the cocoa value chain, our strives to make Ghana great in cocoa production, processing, and consumption will see the light of the day far earlier than expected. On this note, I welcome all of you to this event. Thank you for your attention.